Greetings, everyone, and I feel really honoured to be part of this lovely, lovely celebration. It really is great to hear people from all over the world talking about these wonderful books. Well, I'm a psycholinguist. I don't know whether you all would be familiar with the term, but really my interest is thinking and how it's communicated in both speaking and reading. So obviously the books have had special appeal for me. And I'm just really wanting to make two really important messages about these books, because I want to talk about the book structure, very important for anyone teaching reading, that they understand book structure. And when I'm talking about book structure, I'm talking about form, content and use. And I want to say why I think these books really go through this book structure in a very special way. Take the form. I loved the colourful pictures, and very important for me as a psycholinguist, the pictures were on a separate page to the writing. Why is this important? Well, for children, they have their two brains, a seeing brain, which is the right side, and a saying brain, which is the left side. And for many children, those two brains don't connect very well. So to have the writing and the pictures separated, for me, that was a really big plus about the book structure. Another thing I really liked was there was lots of unusual words, but they were always explained in the text. And then at the end of the book, there was a glossary. So you could go on and repeat and really understand and absorb the words. I think that was great. Very important. The book structure too, in terms of the words, they were in quite short sentences. Now, this is very important for children because we know today lots of children cannot take the meaning on if there's lots of subordinate clauses. So the book structure for me was really good. Now, what about the content? Well, loads of people have said about the content. They're wonderful, strong narratives, really well contextualized, I thought. And the boy Kofi, I fell in love with him straight away. I hope he's real. And he's only 7. He's too young for me. But he was an absolutely beautiful child. And he's different in adventure in every book. That was really clever stuff to me, because you kept you fell in love with Kofi and then you wanted to keep reading the next book to hear his next adventure. I thought the content point of view was arranged really well. One character adventures in many books. So I don't know what Robert's intention is, but one hopes he's going to get more books about Kofi. Are you, Robert?
Oh, there are 5 already ready to be published, but I want to
wonderful.
them.
Yes, because I'm dying to see his next adventure.
So 3 months from today, you'll be speaking again.
Yeah.
On a travel book launch.
Well, the third thing about the book structure is its use. I thought it was a wonderful book for teachers and for parents to explore life lessons. That's what really struck me about the use of the book. I particularly, like Elizabeth, liked No Shortcut to Success. You know, here Kofi was given a corn seed to plant. He thought it was a really tedious exercise, like adults often give to children tedious exercises, particularly in school. He thought of a plan to put several seeds in one hole. And of course, the seedlings were small and weak, weren't they? And he was discovered cheating. But I thought his father had a lovely approach. He made a friendly but firm explanation of why cheating leads to failure and not success. It was a wonderful story, and it was a wonderful message. I think all children need to absorb, because there's a massive amount of cheating in education. Elizabeth will know this because there's a big report out, the Glendinning report out recently, showing how much cheating goes on in schools and in universities. It's very sad. This book is absolutely spot on there. Now, what about the second thing I want to say about is educational issues? I need to say that, don't I? Because I'm a teacher. But the National Teaching Laboratories in the USA say that only 5% of what we are told we remember. That's a really bad thing for a teacher to think about, because they do a lot of telling, don't they? But if we actually use the information and share it with each other, 90% of the learning is retained. Now, I don't know if any of you are familiar with Japan, but they are perfect about this. They have a system called Hansai. A third of the lesson is where all children get up and share what they've got from the lesson. But I thought these books were particularly good about this because they were real experiences that children could identify with, and easy to expand in an active way, like the chocolate tree. You could go on and have a wonderful cooking lesson, couldn't you? And make chocolates or use chocolate in cakes and biscuits. They do this in Japan a lot. I've seen in maths lessons, they've baked biscuits and then use them in the maths lesson for multiplication and division activities. And I thought these books were really special because they led on to very active learning. Particularly special for me was that the learning that we could absorb was about the customs and the activities of another country. Very important in our multicultural society today that we learn and understand what other countries do and how they function. So I know the schools that I'm involved in. I'm a director of a trust with several schools involved. They have really taken to these books, and I know are going to order them. They've looked on Amazon, but I've told them that they can get them cheaper from you, so I'm sure they will. It's such an important thing to get children reading. The recent report out from the Literacy Trust says that less than 3/4 of our children read regularly. I think that's really sad. We have very, very many in this country poor readers and poor speakers. And I don't know whether you've heard of Sir Michael Rutter's if you're involved in juvenile crime, which I am because I'm a magistrate. But Michael Rutter's research from 1958 to 2020 shows that the very significant thing about young criminals is their poor speaking and poor reading. So I'm sure these sort of books, and we're expecting many, many, many more from you,
Yes.
Dr. Robert,
Yes.
are they going to be a revolution? I'm sure, because they are what we need, really good lessons about life in fun ways. So thank you very much, Robert, and good luck to you.
Thank you very much for your kind words. I've seen a kind of return march.
I really enjoyed the books. I really did.
The English taught us English at home. So I'm from the little village in Pintimpi, coming to England with my experiences, sharing my experiences.
Well, you must write your own book about your experiences. Yeah, that would be really interesting. Yeah, this is very good for us. Very good for us.
Thank you very much.